Our ministry has been in existence for almost 20 years, and we are basically here to provide prayers for people who want to come during our Sunday morning worship service. We have intercessors who are trained here, available Sunday before the church service for about 15 minutes, during communion, and after the church service. We see ourselves as vessels of the Holy Healing Spirit, for God to use us as we are there with people in whatever sense of prayer that they're needing. We believe that intercessory prayer is so vital to the life of a congregation. We are called to pray for each other, and that's what we do. Intercessory prayer is when we stand with someone and we lift up their prayers and what their needs are, their burdens they're carrying, issues that they may be having, or celebrations. And we lift them up in prayer so that the Holy Healing Spirit can come into their lives, into their bodies, to help them, and so that they are in the presence of Jesus. The prayer is spontaneous. It's not a memorized prayer. So the intercessor is really listening to the person and what their request is, but it's also open to the movement of the Spirit and what the Spirit is urging that person to pray, and what words to pray. After that prayer, then we are able to anoint the person with oil, with the sign of the cross. And there's so many individuals that have their own story of how we have been with them during their time when they were needing prayers.
So in 2015, I have really bad allergies, and everybody kind of knows it, and sometimes they kind of hit me and I end up looking like one of those Rocky movies because my face blows up. So I was going through allergy testing. I had a reaction to something, went in, and when that happened, they usually give me a steroid shot, and usually in my right hip, and I've had them many times. So I took the shot, and a couple of days later, I'd started feeling like there was a knot or something wasn't right. Within about a week and a half, I was in the emergency room in Fayette County, full-blown sepsis. I got an infection from the shot, which is a 1 in a million thing that never happens. And they had to do surgery on me. And so the surgery required a full body CT scan, MRI. They did the surgery, and the doctor comes in a little bit after the surgery, and I'd kind of come out of it and says, you know, everything on the surgery went great, the infection had only not spread, we're gonna have to do all these things, but did you know you had a spot on your pancreas? And it went from, this is a possible cyst, it's benign, and we'd actually had a bunch of different tests, to this is serious, we're gonna need to do something about it. It fundamentally changed me because I began to look at mortality a little bit different, and at 45 years old, with young kids at that time, it was difficult. I found my peace with God, but I also found my peace at the health and healing altar, because it was somewhere I could talk to someone and just say, these are my feelings, this is what I'm stressing about. It's a very difficult thing to talk with family and friends with, because I did not want to burden them with my fears. And the Health and Healing Intercessors took that on. And they took on a little bit of my burden, and by doing that, it allowed me some peace. And so for me, that was the thing that I found at the altar at the Health and Healing Station, was a little bit of peace. And sometimes it was for a few hours, sometimes it was for a few days.
We hold all of the prayer requests in confidentiality, and we believe that through us we can be that vessel, that holy healing vessel for God's Spirit to work through us for other people. So it is not us that is doing the healing, but God through us. We're that conduit for anyone that wants to have prayers. You are not alone in carrying your burdens. We are here for you.